Have you ever wondered what's really going on inside your dog's minds? Like, why do they tilt their heads when you speak, put their paw gently on your leg, or even lick things they probably shouldn't? Believe it or not, every single weird, funny, or puzzling habit your dogs have actually means something important. Today, you're about to find out exactly what your dogs are secretly telling you. And trust me, some of these reasons will completely blow your mind. Stick around, because understanding these 7 canine secrets can totally transform your relationship with your furry friends. Let's start with a gesture that many people love seeing dogs do, but most have no idea why they do it. Number 1. Why do dogs tilt their heads when you talk to them? Although we don't have a definitive answer, experts have some fascinating theories. One common explanation is that tilting their heads helps dogs hear better. By adjusting the angle of their ears, they can pinpoint more precisely where a sound is coming from, similar to when we turn our heads slightly to catch a faint noise. Imagine it as if they're fine-tuning the audio settings to get the clearest sound possible. Another theory is that their snouts might be obstructing their vision. Dogs with longer muzzles may tilt their heads to improve their visual field and clearly see what's grabbing their attention, whether it's your face, a toy, or a noise from outside. And here's an interesting fact. Some studies suggest that highly intelligent dogs tilt their heads more often, especially when recognizing certain words or phrases. So next time you say, "Want to go for a walk?" and your dogs give you that adorable head tilt, they might just be figuring out if you're serious or just messing around with them. Now let's talk about canine sneezing. And no, it's not just airway irritation. Number 2, why do dogs sneeze so much? Sneezing in dogs isn't always about allergies or dust. In fact, it can mean many different things. Sure, sometimes it's simply to clear out irritants like dust, pollen, or even strong smells from perfumes or air fresheners. But here's something you might not know. Dogs often sneeze when they're happy and having fun. If you've ever seen your dogs let out a dramatic sneeze in the middle of a playful session, they're not sick, they're just excited. It's like their way of saying, "This is the best day ever." Dogs might also sneeze if something tiny gets stuck in their nose, like a small blade of grass or even a tiny bug. However, if sneezing becomes constant and comes with thick or bloody discharge, that's a clear sign it's time to take your dogs to the vet. Now let's dive into another quirky behavior that often leaves dog owners quite confused. Number 3. Why do dogs lick other dogs' pee? Yeah, it seems pretty gross to us, doesn't it? But for dogs, this is serious detective work. And no, they're definitely not doing it for the taste. They're actually using a secret biological tool called the vomeronasal organ, also known as Jacobson's organ. This special organ, located between a dog's nose and mouth, helps decode important information from the pheromones present in pee. It's almost like they're reading a highly detailed social media profile. By licking another dog's pee, they can quickly figure out details like gender, diet, and even whether a female dog is in heat. Think of it as dogs' version of Facebook, just way smellier. As strange as it looks to us, this behavior is perfectly normal for dogs. That information deserves a like, doesn't it? Number 4. Why do dogs put their paw on you? You're just sitting there, relaxing, minding your own business, doing absolutely nothing, and your dogs gently place a paw on your hand or leg. Adorable, isn't it? But what's the actual meaning behind it? Think of it as a gentle nudge, your dog's way of saying something like, "Hey human, I need your attention." Maybe they're asking for a belly rub, hoping for a treat, or letting you know it's time for a bathroom break. But it's not always about asking for something. Sometimes that little paw represents a need for comfort, especially during thunderstorms or when loud noises make them anxious. In moments like these, they're not just looking for attention, they're looking for reassurance and safety. At its core, that simple paw resting on your leg is a profound sign of trust and connection. So, when your dogs reach out like that, don't ignore it. Give them a scratch, say something sweet, or gently pet them to offer comfort. To your dogs, it means absolutely everything. Number 5. Why do dogs destroy things when they're home alone? Have you ever come home to find your dog surrounded by shredded drywall or your favorite shoes completely destroyed? Before assuming they're just trying to ruin your day, know that there's always a reason behind such destruction. Stress is a big one. Whether it's due to thunderstorms, fireworks, or even a sudden change in routine, chewing things can be their way of coping, much like when we stress eat, only a lot more expensive in their case. Separation anxiety is another common factor. If your dogs panic as soon as you leave, tearing up the house could be their way of dealing with loneliness. Then there's boredom. Without enough physical and mental stimulation, dogs will find their own entertainment, unfortunately sometimes turning your furniture into a chew toy. Additionally, lack of clear boundaries and rules can be problematic. Dogs thrive on structured routines. If they have free run of the house without clear guidelines, they might see everything as fair game for play. But with proper training, adequate exercise, and appropriate outlets for their energy, you can redirect this destructive behavior before your home becomes their next project. Hey, if you've made it this far, I'd like to ask you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. It really motivates me to keep making these videos. Now let's get back to the video. Number 6. Why do dogs shake even when they're completely dry? It's totally normal for dogs to shake water off after a bath, but if they're already dry, there's no need to panic. Dogs shake for lots of different reasons, and most of them are totally harmless. For starters, the wake-up shake is basically the canine version of our nice morning stretch after a good nap. A full-body shake helps wake up their muscles and prepares them for the day ahead. It's like they're saying, "All right, let's get up and moving." There's also the excited shake. Have you ever noticed your dog shaking right when they realize they're going for a walk, getting dinner, or seeing their favorite human? It's their way of managing excitement, almost like shaking off extra energy so they don't explode from pure happiness. However, dogs also shake when they're anxious. Anxiety tremors often occur when dogs are nervous, like after a vet visit, during a car ride, or in crowded places. If you notice your dogs shaking alongside other stress signals like yawning, lip licking, or pacing, they're probably just trying to release built-up tension. And sometimes it's simply a cleanup shake. Dogs shake to get rid of dust, dirt, or loose fur, especially after playing outdoors, rolling in the grass, or right after grooming sessions. A quick shake freshens them up instantly. But keep an eye out. If your dog starts shaking their heads frequently, it could indicate an ear infection, especially if accompanied by a lot of scratching. In this case, it's best to schedule a vet visit. And if shaking comes along with weakness, vomiting, or other unusual symptoms, it might be a sign of a more serious health issue. Don't wait. Call your vet immediately. Number 7. Why do dogs yawn? Yawning doesn't just mean your dogs are sleepy. While we humans usually associate yawning with being tired, for dogs it's actually a powerful way of communicating emotions, stress levels, and even their connection with you. Have you ever noticed your dogs yawning right after you? That's no coincidence. A study by Kyoto University found that dogs are more likely to catch yawns from their owners rather than from strangers, suggesting this could be a sign of empathy. Your dogs are so in tune with you, they subconsciously mimic your behavior. But yawning isn't always about bonding. Research from the University of Pisa shows dogs also yawn when they're feeling stressed. If your dogs give a big yawn in tense situations, like during a vet visit or in a very noisy environment, it might be their way of saying, "I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed." Canine behavior experts like Turid Rugas even identify yawning as a calming signal, a way for dogs to calm themselves down and reassure those around them. And there's something even more fascinating. Yawning helps dogs reset themselves. Whether they're waking up, winding down, or switching activities, yawning increases oxygen flow to their brains, keeping them alert and focused. Think of it as their version of a quick stretch before moving on. So, next time you catch your dog's mid-yawn, take a moment to think about what they're trying to tell you. Now, if you enjoyed these curiosities, how about learning 15 more? Yep, 15. In this other video right here on the screen, you'll find out things like why dogs chase their own tails, why dogs lick your feet, and even why they eat poop. All that and more. Click on the screen and stay with me as we explore the amazing world of dogs.